Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What is your pleasure with the approval of the minutes?
I move we approve as presented.
I second.
All in favor? Next upcoming select board meeting, October 21st, and this is correct, at the town hall.
No, it said John said the fire hall, right?
As of now, it's at the fire hall. I'm still waiting final confirmation.
Okay.
And will that also be the candidates' night?
Yes, correct. Candidates night will start at 5:30, and then we'll just have the regular meeting following.
Okay. I'm jumping all over the place. What's the matter with me? Election warrant.
Okay, this is the election warrant for November 2nd, for the municipal election and the state referendum election. And the polls will be open from 8 to 8 at the West Fire Hall. So we just need a motion to approve, and then we need you to sign.
I move approval of the warrant as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
As I keep kicking the leg.
Here's our official copy.
Item number 2, committee appointments.
We have 3 additional members who stepped up to serve on the comprehensive plan committee. Their applications are in your packet if you'd like to read through them. And then we just need a motion to approve. These individuals are approved, will have a 5-member committee.
I move approval of the members of the planning board committee, comprehensive plan, approval of the appointment of the members of the comprehensive committee, Paul Coombs, Darlene Estabrook, and Leah Letarian.
I second that motion. All in favor?
These are the original copies.
Item number 3, pole location permit.
Central Maine Power submitted an application for pole location for an additional pole to be placed on Brigham's Cove Road. It will be placed between 2 existing poles, poles number 5 and 6.
I move that we approve the CMP request for an additional pole on the Brigham's Cove Road.
This doesn't interfere with anybody's land, it's just between the two poles, and there's nothing, there's no building.
Correct, it's
Okay.
within the easement.
Okay. I second the motion. All in favor?
Just one page of this one.
Number 4, town administrators report.
I only have one item tonight, just to let you know that we have received our first installment of our American Rescue Plan funds. So $101,602.40 was deposited into our account this week. So Julie will set up a dedicated account for reporting purposes, so that as the town approves disbursements from those funds, we can track it for reporting purposes.
Have they updated the guidelines on what we can and cannot spend on?
Yes, every few weeks or so, they add little snippets with a little bit more information to sort of guide us in knowing what we can and can't spend it on. We should have a meeting or meetings in the near future to sort of brainstorm and talk about what we would like to do. And then I would probably suggest sending a comprehensive list with estimated costs to legal counsel, so they can say, yes, this will work or it won't. And then we can move forward with town meeting acceptance.
And what about broadband? Are they having a separate fund?
There are different pots of money for broadband, but that would be a fine use for West Bath if you wanted to use the ARPA funds.
Well, we have 2 streets that don't have it.
Yeah,
I looked at, I know that there was a classification, I believe it was 16 locations per mile, that the current provider would cover the cost. Do we have one of those little mile walkers?
I think we do.
I like
So
to
the
walk,
code officer has one.
I like to walk the starting point of where the first house is, a mile in on Mountain Road, and see how many houses and lots are there. Because if we find, it doesn't say we have to start at the starting point, we have to have 16 units per mile. So I think if we find at the first location of cable out a mile, they would be responsible to install the cable for those residents. So I'd like to clarify what that is before we even look into spending money on that.
Right, and we would have to have an estimated cost for build out.
Well, they cover it. I thought the contract
Yeah.
said, when I read the broadband contract, that if it's 16 units, they would pay to.
Right, but if there's any portion that the town would want to cover, we would want to come up with that figure.
Yes, but I want you to understand it. And then,
Yeah.
because then if we get one piece covered and then the state has a broadband fund that would cover potentially the rest, then we wouldn't necessarily have to dip into this money
Exactly.
for that when there's other money, because I know broadband was a huge piece on the American Rescue Plan, so I'd like to really understand that sooner than later on really how that qualifies, and I'm happy to the broadband committee to walk that with
That
John.
would be great. It would be great to get them engaged again, because I know that they're interested and they really want
Well,
something to work on.
Now that we have some funds that we may or may not need to spend it there, but let's understand if there's other funds available.
Right.
Let's get our ducks in a row
Mhm.
and plan that, so that the residents can benefit.
Yeah, sounds good. And I do know that heat pumps are definitely accepted under the plan, so if we wanted to move forward with heat pumps, we could definitely do that.
I'd love to see, well, yeah, let's see. So if you think, Carly, that we have one of the little wheels?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
John
John
uses
uses
it
it.
for his E911 addressing.
Okay, because there's I think a caveat that we might be able to get the residents covered. But we'll see.
That's all I had tonight for my report.
Future agenda items,
Just all that pending stuff.
that kind of stuff.
And did we get, so where are we with the boats? I know the letters
Yeah,
came
the
back.
boats, yeah. Bureau of Parks and Lands has been notified. The statute allows them a certain period of time. They again have to go through the process of trying to notify the owners. So the owners have 15 days to respond from the time that they inform the owners. And then there's like a 60-day window where the vessel can be removed.
And one of the things I know we talked with David in the last meeting was that tree that's covering, or potentially affecting the culvert. That's something we should probably look at. Who's responsible to remove
Yeah,
that?
I notified DOT. I haven't heard back from them.
Because that's best to have done before winter.
Right. And I haven't been by there. It's
still there.
It is
It's
still there.
It's-
Okay.
It's too bad they wouldn't respond, because they've been in the area.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't.
Are they not, I keep seeing new paint splats on Barry's Mill,
I think it's just culvert marking.
because that road's in rough shape.
I'll try a different channel in DOT and see if I can get somebody.
It's, because that could be a disaster. And if we have, the projected harsh winter or some nor'easter that comes through here, we could be in trouble with that.
Right.
Well, DOT may think that it's not responsible for things that are floating in the water.
Who, is that their responsibility there, that culvert and the?
I'm pretty sure it will be.
Culvert,
Yeah.
So is that,
Because it's blocking the culvert, it's in front of the culvert.
Check with Jay McRae.
That's a good idea.
She's
Yeah.
freed up some DOT
Mhm.
stuff in the past, I would say. I would hope we can just wait for the next high tide.
Now, when I contact them about concerns on New Meadows, they're right there. But on this one, they didn't respond. Maybe they don't know how to deal with it.
Could be.
they don't want to find out the hard way how to deal with it,
Yeah.
because
They can
it's,
put in more culverts for an emergency.
that was a whole week-long process where they closed that road down. That wasn't, more even, they put that
Or
over.
the next high tide may float it away.
It's right now, actually.
Anything else on future agenda? Okay, business item, assessor, certificate of abatement and supplemental tax certificate.
Okay, what I know about these accounts, the abatement is for account 403, and the supplementals are for both accounts 403 and, let's see where Ron's notes are, 292. These accounts somehow got switched when they came over from Vision and Trio. So the wrong owners were assessed.
Oh. So we have the corrected assessments.
Yes. So the abatement and the first two supplementals are to correct that error. And then the additional supplemental for 80 Kings Point Road is to increase the waterfront area.
It was, water frontage,
Right,
measurement changed.
right.
the abatements as presented.
They were charged too much, is that what?
The accounts were switched, so the wrong individuals were assessed for the property. So we had to abate the original tax that was assessed.
Can we rebuild the other ones?
Right.
So this is kind of a wash.
It's exactly a wash.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference in the amounts when you add them up because the homestead exemption was omitted.
Okay, I see it now.
Okay.
Yep.
I second.
Third.
I guess we're all in favor.
Just had to clarify what I was looking at.
Just one?
Yes, I believe so.
And
And for the supplementals, there's no signature line, but if you could just sign and date it, that would be great.
Okay.
10/7/21.
I don't know how we have to do that.
Rethinking that one?
Yeah, okay.
There they go.
Or I take it, what I give it, I take it away. Any public comment?
Anybody?
Any Mr. Hennessy comments?
But thanks for asking.
Anyone else want to comment? Okay.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Give me an amen on that one.
That was a quickie.
Yeah, don't get used to it.